yeah, I'm just really appreciating the wonderful people here, women and men that I've met in Texas, and then there's the horses. I am such a huge horse fan, and when I worked in rehabs in Malibu, I used to take people horseback riding all the time through the mountains and galloping and all that. And then of course the insurance company came in and was like, "Oh my God, you can't be taking these newly recovered addicts. You can't be taking anybody horseback riding. Lawsuit, lawsuit, lawsuits." What a bummer. It's always like some kind of lawsuit that stops you from being free and having fun, it seems like. But anyway, so then the alternative was I had to take these clients into just a pen with the horse, and they got to pet the horse and everything, kind of interact with the horse, which is of course healing. Interacting with animals is healing, just like nature, because you know source energy, it's some of the closest stuff to God, and we so step away. That's why for me surfing is so miraculous, because I just can't think of any other thing. I mean, horseback riding comes real close because you're merging with an animal, and they're moving in the rhythm of nature and all, and that's amazing. Uh, as a friend of mine who was a big horse guy once said, he summed it up. It was really funny at the time. And he said he was going through water on the horse that had become his best friend, and midway through the water, they both started to kind of like, well, the horse started to flail a little bit, and then he realized that he's like how connected they were, that they were both into this together, and he was like trying to explain it to me, this connection, and it just came out mammal. Like, in other words, you had connected on this total base level with another mammal on the planet, and this one happened to be a horse, but the connection, it never left him, because it was one of those pivotal experiences where you feel and he felt closer to God and nature, and it moved him. And I find that in surfing, because you're in the water. Well, the other day, it was, well, there's double sides to it, right? You're also, unless you're a really good surfer, even when you're really a good surfer, I had no business getting in like the way overhead surf the other day when I was in, and I not only got held under, and you don't know what that's like. That's fine. Yeah, that's usually okay until you come up and there's like three more set waves coming in, and you're like, oh darn! Unless I'm some record breath holder right now, which I'm not. Um, I'm not sure I'm gonna make it through this kind of thing. So there's a certain adrenaline rush. Like I used to tell the addicts that were addicted to like the speed stuff, I'm like, hey, get off the cocaine and go surf, because you get that adrenaline rush just fearing for your life a lot of times. But for me, what happened was a bunch of guys in front of me, as I was going back out, crashed and lost their boards, and they didn't have leashes, and a lot of the great surfers don't like to wear leashes, but if you happen to be one of the people in front of them when they lose their boards and they don't have any leashes, all of a sudden you've got these rockets coming at you at about, I don't know, at least I would say 60 miles an hour, with these fins on the bottom that are literally like razors. Like, my girlfriend has a scar across her face from getting hit with a fin of a surfboard, and talk about bumming out your day, right? So uh, that was really scary, and honestly, it was one of those moments where I dove underwater, and as the boards were coming at me, and of course I've got my own board attached to me, and I was kind of in this wave along with these razor blade boards and things, not really knowing where I was going to pop up. Um, and that was really scary. But, then I also had five dolphins show up and swim around me. And I was just like, oh my God, this is like God right now, seeing these dolphins. So, and the whole thing with surfing too is you're, in this place that, unlike anything, you're in like the womb of the mother, right? Because the tide's moving, so you're in this like ebb and flow that's very womb like, and you're totally connected to source. I mean, you're moving in and out with source energy in the waves. And I guess that's why there's nothing like surfing that I've ever found. I mean, I was a gymnast and diver my whole life, and equestrian, as I said, but surfing has been the most challenging and most joyous sport that I've ever taken up. And, I still really stink at it. I mean, it's really upsetting when you're a good athlete. So you think, oh, I'm going to pick up the sport and, I'm just going to segue over and be really good at it. And then you're not. Like for years, the stupid, like, idiot in the back that's still floundering. You got to kind of take an ego hit when it comes to that. And of course, if you're surfing in LA at all, it's like the 405 traffic. You've got all these people that are coming at you on a wave and not really wanting to share most of the time. So really interesting trying to learn to surf out here, but fully worth it if you can carve out your little piece of wonderfulness in the water. I highly recommend it.